Hello, Earthkins. Welcome back to Futurama Friday. This week we have issue number 5, which I have also had signed by Bongo Comics Futurama pencil artist James Lloyd. I recently asked James Lloyd on Twitter who his favorite Futurama characters are to draw, and he replied that his favorite characters to draw are Zoidberg, Professor Farnsworth, and Amy Wong. The cover for this week's issue features the Futurama crew on the Simpsons couch. There's even an appearance by Milhouse Van Houten. The name of this week's story is Who's Dying to Be a Gazillionaire? The story begins with a game of Who's Dying to Be a Gazillionaire with Morbo as the host, and with a stipulation that if you get a $1,000,000 question wrong, you are killed. The Planet Express crew is called into a meeting where Professor Farnsworth reveals he owes the IRS $1,000,000 in back taxes, and that if he is unable to pay, Planet Express will go out of business forever. With bankruptcy imminent, the crew decides that they will raise the money to keep Planet Express open through the donations of a hover car wash and a sex tape featuring Leela and Amy. Unfortunately, they are still short over $900,000 of the money needed to save Planet Express. Meanwhile, Fry signs up to the Who Wants to Die to Be a Gazillionaire TV show. And Hermes calculates that they can sell Zoidberg's carcass for $2.50 a pound. Leela, worried about Fry, convinces Professor Farnsworth to try and loan the money needed from Mom. To little effect, Professor Farnsworth is predictably laughed out of the building by Mom and her 3 sons. Later, at the Who's Dying to Be a Gazillionaire studio, Fry is ready to start the game with Leela as his answer buddy. After getting the first question right, Fry moves into the contestant's chair. Miraculously, Fry continues to give correct answers until he's up to the $1,000,000 question, and if he should get it wrong, he will be killed on live TV. Not knowing the answer to the question, Fry calls upon his answer buddy Leela to help him. And Morbo is pleased to know that if they do not give the correct answer, both Fry and Leela will be killed. Will Fry's special mind be able to give the $1,000,000 answer? Can Planet Express be saved? And if Fry and Leela should die, will Zoidberg become Bender's new best friend? All of this and more in next week's completely unrelated issue. Alright, so let's get into a few of the special appearances on this episode, and keep in mind we already showed you that Milhouse Van Houten appeared on the cover of the issue. First up, we have Free Waterfall III, who has never made an appearance in the series before, but we have seen his sister, brother, and father in the animated series. We also get a look at Sal at the hover car wash. Zap Brannigan and Kif Kroker are reunited again after the horrors of what happened in last week's issue. They can be seen in a traveling tube. Next up, we have Mom, as well as her 3 sons, Walt, Igner, and Larry. On the Gazillionaire set, we get a look at Professor Ogden Wernstrom, Hattie McDougal, Gorgax of Trisol, and oddly enough, a sewer mutant who should not be there at all. Finally, we get to see Scruffy and, making his debut in Futurama Comics, Hubert Farnsworth. That's all for this week's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook for all kinds of bonus content, as well as signing the Save Futurama petition. Links for all 3 are in the description box below, and I would like to extend a very special thank you to James Lloyd, Futurama pencil artist, and I will see you all next week for another issue of Futurama Fridays.